What's up, guys? It's Harley here from Bet On It MMA. Here again to just do a quick overview of the card, like we did last week. Like I said last week, not gonna go deep dive into this card yet. Just gonna give a little overview and my quick predictions of this weekend's UFC Fight Night card. Looking forward to getting into it, man. We're gonna do a quick one here, but either tomorrow or Friday, Zach and I will be back together to give our full breakdowns, predictions, and parlays. But it should be a fun night of fights. Looking forward to giving you guys my early thoughts on it. With that being said, all I ask you to do is like and subscribe to the video and to the YouTube channel. Leave your comments below. Anything you agree with me on, let me know. Disagree, let me know. Feel free to interact with me, guys. With that being said, let's jump right into it. First fight, we got Tyson Nam versus Bruno Silva. Really close fight here, which a lot of these fights are going to be close and tough to pick. Really close fight here. Both guys are fun to watch. But if I had to guess, if I had to lean towards somebody right now, just by going off of paper and a resume, I'm going to lean towards Tyson Nam by KO. He has real power. Both guys have real power, but I think Nam's got more power. And Silva hasn't fought in almost 2 years. So I think that's going to be the biggest difference in this fight for me. But definitely don't sleep on Bruno Silva. This should definitely be an intriguing matchup. Fight number 2, we got Tony Gravely versus Victor Henry. Right now, I'm going Victor Henry by decision. I think he'll be in a little bit better shape, and I think he'll be the busier fighter. I think he could have his way on the feet and outstrike Gravely. But Tony's a tough veteran guy. He's been around the block. He's seen a lot in the UFC and in his career overall. So again, Tony's another guy that you got to keep your eye on, man. You can't sleep on him in this fight. But again, if I had to give an edge, I'd have to go with Victor Henry in this one. Fight number 3, we got J.J. Aldridge versus Adrian Lipski. I got to go with J.J. Aldridge. And guys, I want to make this clear. I'm giving my quick overviews, not locking in any of my picks right here. I'm just letting you guys know what I think right off the bat. But in this one, right now, I'm leaning towards Aldridge by decision. She's a more well-rounded fighter, in my opinion, and I could see her out-grappling Lipski. But Aldridge could have some success on her feet as well. I just think Aldridge has a few more ways to win in this one. And, she's seen a little more in her career. But again, Lipski's going to come to fight, and we'll see how it goes. Fight number 4, we got Mario Bautista versus Guido Canetti. I see Mario Bautista putting tons of pressure on Canetti and coming forward, and I'm leaning towards him right now, getting a finish in this fight, man. You got Canetti in his 40s, and Bautista's been on a roll as of late, and still in his prime. So I think for me, Bautista's pressure, his constant output, and just him being in his prime against a much older Canetti is going to give him the edge in this fight, man. Mario Bautista, if you watch his last few fights, he's been really fun to watch. I think he's won 4 of his last 5, and the only fight he lost in that stretch was close. So Mario Bautista, I think he can start making some noise and making a name for himself in the UFC if he keeps up this stretch, man. Fight number 5, something that I'm really looking forward to getting in with you guys. We got Sedriques Dumas versus Josh Freed. A lot of you guys might not be familiar with Sedriques Dumas, but he's a guy that Zach and I are both familiar with. Zach trains fighters and I manage fighters, and Sedriques Dumas is a guy that's fought on some of the same shows as our guys. I love Sedriques Dumas, man. He's a tough, durable guy, really good athlete. Gonna put on a show. Really athletic, can do multiple things, man. I love his style of fighting. Really fun fighter to watch. And I think you guys are gonna like him as well. With that being said, I gotta go with Sedriques Dumas by KO. I think he's a better athlete and really explosive. I see him catching Fremd and probably getting a finish. Fight number 6, we got Raphael Assunção versus Davey Grant. Just looking at records, Assunção has been stopped in 4 of his last 5, and Grant has fought and beaten some pretty good opposition. I'm leaning towards Grant by decision or later stop in this fight due to his striking. So that'll be another fight to keep an eye on. Raphael Assunção is a veteran, seen a lot in his career, but I just think Davey Grant's just been a little bit better down the stretch here of late, man. So I gotta lean towards Davey Grant. Fight number 7, we got Luz. Forgive me if I butcher his name. Luzezik Brzeski versus Karl Williams. I gotta go with Karl Williams by decision right now. I think if he wins, it'll be because of his striking. He can grapple a little bit too. But this is a real toss-up fight for me. Another fight can go either way. Fight number 8, we got Vitor Petrino versus Anton Turkalj. Both guys contender series vets. I'm leaning towards Petrino due to his knockout power and his physicality. Another tough fight to pick though, so we'll see how this one goes. But like I said, I'm leaning towards Petrino in this one. Fight number 9, Nurmagomedov versus Jonathan Martinez. I gotta lean towards Nurmagomedov by submission. I think he's more well-rounded. His grappling will be the difference, but I see Jonathan Martinez having some moments in this fight, and he could cause some problems on the feet. But I can't overlook Saeed's ground game, so that's why I gotta lean towards Saeed right now by submission. But like I said, Martinez could definitely cause some problems on the feet and make it interesting. Fight number 10, we got Ricardo Ramos versus Austin Lingo. Ricardo Ramos by stoppage here. He's fought better opposition. He's a more well-rounded fighter, more experienced than Lingo. Lingo hadn't really impressed me in his last few outings. I think Ricardo is just a veteran guy, seen more, fought better opposition. I think this would be a little more of a step up for Lingo, and I gotta go with Ramos, really, due to his experience. Fight number 11, Nikita Krylov versus Ryan Spann, a fight that should have happened a few weeks ago, but it fell off due to Krylov having an illness. With that being said, I'm sticking with my former. This one is I have this pick locked in. I gotta go with Spann by KO. I see him catching Krylov and getting a finish. More explosive, powerful fighter. I think that'll get it done with for Spann. Now, fight number 12, Alexander Volkov versus Alexander Romanov. Another extremely tough fight to call. I'm definitely not locking in this pick right now, but right now I'm leaning towards Volkov by decision. His striking's are different for me, but Romanov's a really good grappler. So this one's another one that could go either way. And last but not least, fight number 13, the main event, Petr Yan versus Merab. I'm leaning towards Petr Yan to get back on track in this one. Both guys pretty talented, but I think Yan is more well-rounded. Plus, he's got more experience, and he's seen it all in his career. Former world champion, has fought the who's who, has beaten some great guys. Even his losses have been close fights. You know, he arguably could have beat Sean O'Malley, So I think I could see Jan getting back on track and getting back maybe in title contention here pretty soon. But that being said, guys, that'll do it for this week's quick pick video for me. But like I said, stay locked in to Bet on the MMA. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram at Bet on the MMA, and we'll be back later this week for a full breakdown, deep dive of this weekend's UFC Fight Night card with all of our picks, reactions, parlays, and thoughts on this card. So stay locked in. We'll see you soon. Until then, take care, guys.